Welcome back. All right, news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet for your Saturday, April the 19th, as the playoffs get rolling today. So we have 2 games today. Discuss it a little bit. But we will start off with news at the top of the board. Coach Greg Cronin has been relieved of his duties by the Anaheim Ducks. My guess is that they look for somebody with some NHL experience. Maybe a coach that also got fired today. Maybe Peter Laviolette. The Rangers fire Laviolette. He has made his way around the Metro Division. Maybe he ends up in Anaheim. Just throwing that out there. But I do think that Anaheim's going to look for somebody with some experience. The Rangers also fired associate coach Phil Housley today. And they're going to allow, I think, Michael Pekka is one of the other associate coaches. And they're going to let them interview for the job. So there's some coaching upheaval. There's 2 job opportunities that have become available. There are other interim jobs that we'll see whether or not the interim coach sticks around. Philadelphia, Boston, teams like that. So the coaching carousel is going to be busy this summer. Let me know in the comment section below who you think takes over for the New York Rangers as well as for the Anaheim Ducks. There you go. Miro Heiskanen is skating. Dallas is listing him as day-to-day. We'll see. With Heiskanen, hopefully he can come back early in the series. Dallas is up against it against Colorado because they're going to be without Jason Robertson, who's listed as week to week. Well, if it's going to be 2 weeks, that basically takes him out of the series, and Dallas could really use Jason Robertson for this series against Colorado, which gets started today. And we know that neither Heiskanen nor Robertson will be playing, and that Landeskog is an option. No confirmation of whether or not he's going to play tonight, but he's being seen as an option for the Colorado Avalanche. So that tells me, and considering how well he played in the AHL, he may very well be in the lineup for Colorado tonight, which would be a pretty large emotional boost for the road team in this game today. David Savard has revealed that he plans to retire when this run for the Montreal Canadiens is done. Savard has been a solid defensive defenseman, and there'll very likely be a career video on him as well once we get the playoffs rolling, and I start doing some career videos here and there. But yeah, so Savard plans to retire after the playoffs are done, and we'll see if that's an inspiration to Montreal. Sometimes you want to go out and play for the guy who is going to be wrapping things up soon. Oliver Bjorkstrand has been ruled out for the first round by the Tampa Bay Lightning. They did call up Cam Atkinson, so Atkinson jumps in. The Tampa Bay Lightning playing against Florida, and that series not starting until Tuesday. He's still not going to be playing for the whole first round. So we'll see how that affects Tampa's attack and everything. I mean, Bjorkstrand is a 20-goal scorer. Rasmus Andersson, as teams are doing their exit interviews, Andersson revealing that he played the final 12 games of the season with a broken fibula, which sounds really painful. And it is one of those moments too, and I'm sure his teammates were aware of the pain he was playing through. It really galvanizes a team. So I will not be surprised if Calgary doesn't make much change with their roster, with any of the coaching staff, anything like that, and if they just try to add this summer. Because I do think there's something with Calgary. There's something there. And Andersson playing with a broken fibula and that kind of thing, you can see that this is a Calgary team that wants to win. So, yeah. As I've mentioned before, Landeskog is seen as an option tonight for the Colorado Avalanche, so I would expect him to be in the lineup. Also, I'll jump past this article on the board and we'll go down to here. Rod Brindamore letting it slip that Andersson's likely the starter for Game 1. He doesn't normally give out that information. Makes sense. Freddie Anderson has the experience in the playoffs. Carolina, of course, a team that there's a lot of pressure on them this year. And so who they pick for their starting goaltender could start the process of them getting through the first round, everything's great. Or if you end up having to go to Kochetkov, it can lead to other chaos. The Washington Capitals, Logan Thompson could be an option for them. He's skating at practice. And the question then becomes, so is he actually ready to come back? Will Lindgren get the start? Will Thompson be the backup? We shall see. As opaque as teams are about injuries, that gets so much worse in the playoffs. It's almost comedic. The PWHL. The news is out there that they're expected to announce an expansion team for Vancouver that will start play next season. So for 2025-2026, I can honestly say that if we get a PWHL Vancouver team, I will very likely go to at least a game or two. And so I do think that it'll do quite well. There's also speculation about whether or not Seattle could be coming in. So maybe they go to Vancouver and then they go to Seattle. Vancouver kind of just an island by itself out here. I would think that they'll do more expansion on the West Coast. But it kind of gets in the way of the expectation was, I thought Detroit and Pittsburgh were the front runners, but we shall see. Apparently Vancouver is the next team to get announced. So today we have two games in the National Hockey League. Starting at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern, St. Louis and Winnipeg's Game 1. And then 2.5 hours later, we have the Avalanche and the Stars Game 1. I will be doing the reviews the way that I do them in the playoffs now, which is that each series, each game gets its own review. I have a board for each series, and so that's why I do it that way. So it should be enjoyable. That gets started today, of course, and yeah, so there you go. It should be a really, really fun playoff. I'm looking forward to all 8 series. Let me know which series are you looking forward to the most that's going to start up maybe today or tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday, because the schedule is kind of crazy. But anyways, let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Tremendous growth on the channel over the last week, which has been great. I'm very happy about that as we get ready for, as I said, I think these are going to be one of the best playoffs I've watched. I know I say that every year, but it just feels like the format that they have, and I know there's people who don't like it, but the rivalries we're going to see revisited in this first round going to be pretty intense. So thank you guys for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.